Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Full Count. That's Sports Memo's MLB betting coverage show. My friends, we come to you live every weekday, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be covering baseball with some of the best handicappers, analysts, columnists, and sports bettors on the planet. My friends, we're going to be giving out free picks on several games for today's card and plenty of time for you to get down on those free picks. I am your host, world champion handicapper, Las Vegas' biggest daily sports bettor, Joe D'Amico. We've got a great Thursday panel for you. Joining me today is the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, and the only capper in the business that can prescribe a remedy for your sports betting ailments, Dr. Chuck. Happy Thursday to you, Dionne. Happy Thursday to you, Dr. Chuck.
Happy Thursday.
It is Thirsty Thursday, and if you're having deja vu, there's a reason.
There's a reason. You know, guys, we have a lot of fun on these videos because we enjoy what we do. Don't tell the people at Sports Memo. They might not pay us anymore. But, guys, I want to tell you, Dionne, Chuck, and myself were on the First Family Show this morning. We had a few laughs. We gave out some free winners there. But fret no, not at all, because we're going to be giving out some great baseball winners today. We got roundtable segments. We got best bet segment. Got a lot of things going on. But before we give out free winners for today's card, let me make a couple of quickies, because who doesn't like a noon quickie? My friends, you let us hit the 5,000 subscriber mark about a month or so ago, but we have a new goal, and we need your help to reach it. We want to hit 10,000 subscribers in football. We know we're not going to hit it by football because football starts today, but we need your help to hit 10,000 subscribers. I want to tell you this. Just the last few days, our great producer, Chris, by the way, hey, Chris, congratulations to you. Johnny Detroit and myself, we sat down. We're working out the most exciting fall schedule in the history of video in sports betting, and you don't want to miss anything. But in order for you to get the alerts, in order for you to follow everything, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, this will revolutionize the sports betting industry. A few other things. We've got a couple of great discounts for you, as only Sports Memo can bring you. We have a great discount for anybody over at Sports Memo. $30 off any 7-day all access or MLB 7-day pass. That is just amazing. Also, for the First Lady and myself, we're doing pretty good in baseball right now. You get the second half of either Dionne or myself, all our baseball releases between now and the World Series for just $2.99. Use code 1STFAM299. And with football starting today, and it is starting today, don't forget to take advantage of the early bird gridiron savings we have at Sports Memo. We've got a preseason program. We got an NFL season program, an NCAA football season program, and we've got the granddaddy of them all. We've got some big college and pro football combo programs. But these early bird discounted packages, they're not going to last very long. So go over to Sports Memo right after the show. Follow one or more than one of your favorite cappers over at Sports Memo from now straight through the Super Bowl, and you'll have the best gridiron campaign you've ever had. So without any further ado, we have 3 roundtable games that both the First Lady and the Doctor are going to be chiming in on. The first game is a very interesting matchup, a series with serious, say that 10 times quickly, a series with serious NL East division implications. Talking about the Braves at the Mets, currently New York, minus $1.20, 8 over, minus 115 on the total. Let's go to the First Lady of Las Vegas for her take. Dionne, you're doing great work over at MLB at Sports Memo. You're also doing some great work in the WNBA, but we'll get to that later. You're doing great work in your baseball releases since the start of this season. Very proud to see the D'Amico's name up on the leaderboard constantly. Give me your take on New York hosting Atlanta. Very big game. Take it away, Dionne.
All right. Thank you for that nice introduction. On this game, only 3.5 games separate the Mets from the Braves in the NL East. Atlanta is playing some great ball right now, winning 4 of their last 5. But New York has been playing outstanding ball, winning 8 of their last 9. The defending World Series champion Braves were one of the busiest teams on Monday and Tuesday, acquiring an outfielder, a reliever, and a big starting pitcher. The Mets also bolstered their roster by picking up another reliever and a well-needed right-handed batter. Having said that, Kyle Wright and Carlos Carrasco are scheduled starters here today. Wright is 13-4 with a 2.93 ERA, while Carrasco is 11-4 with a 3.79 ERA. Wright won his 6th straight decision on Friday, but is just 1-3 with a 6.17 ERA in 6 games, which includes 5 starts against the Mets. Carrasco earned his 100th career victory last Saturday and is 1-1 with a 3.00 ERA in 3 career games, which includes 2 starts against the Braves. Despite Atlanta being hot, New York is a little hotter right now. Both teams have done well in the division. However, it's hard to argue the fact that the Mets are 38-16 the last 54 versus the NL East and 20-9 the last 29 at home. So I put a lean on New York here today.
The First Lady of Las Vegas, who's doing some great work in baseball over at SportsMemo, says she has a lean on New York. It's a great breakdown, Dionne.
Thank you.
You know, you've got a real nice take on your breakdowns and your analyses. You know, you've got a technical aspect, you've got a streaks, you got a sports betting, kind of a street smart aspect to you. You know, sometimes when we look at certain people, we don't expect them to speak the way they speak or act the way they act. I mean, look at me. You would think I'd be a gentleman. To be honest with you, you know, and it's a breath of fresh air to see women in a male-dominated industry not just doing well, but kicking down the door, kicking butt and taking names. So more power to you. Sports says follow Dionne D'Amico over at SportsMemo. Trust me. She's doing well in baseball. She's doing well in WNBA. And she finished second last year at SportsMemo in college football. So it doesn't matter if it's on the turf, if it's on the diamond, if it doesn't matter. If it's on the hardwood, she's going to get you paid. So follow her with some of those great customer appreciation discounts. Let's go to the doctor, man. He's making a rare house call on Thursday. By the way, Doc, you did some filling in as a host the last few weeks for myself and some of the other guys here. And I really think you did a great job, and my hat's off to you. We really do appreciate it because watching you on the show, you really took a big burden off Dionne and myself, and we appreciate you because your technical angles are unrivaled, and I've been doing this 32 years as a professional. You're amazing. Let's go to Dr. Chuck. Braves at Mets, New York, -128 over -115. The floor is yours, Doc.
Well, yeah, not only was it a joy filling in for you as host, as stressful as it can be, it's not an easy gig as opposed to just sitting here and spouting off all my VMI, ADI, XWOBA gibberish, right? I mean, it's a whole different ballgame. One of the reasons that I was excited to fill in today and told Chris and everyone that is there's no one I would rather follow than the First Lady of Las Vegas. And I am 100% serious about that because I know for sure she's going to set it up for an easy home run with the way that I analyze games because it's a completely apples and bananas type situation. And I love that despite that, we come to that same conclusion. I love the Mets in this spot. Of course, as Dionne said, they have been better than the Braves recently, which, like she said as well, few teams have. But it still kind of sticks out as it's not Max, it's not DeGrom. I still think that people don't really know any of these guys as household names other than the polar bear. I don't think that people know that this is a team that is loaded up and down in their lineup. And so to see them as a short favorite against the champs, I still think that it reeks a little bit as I can get the Braves at plus money type stuff. And so looking into it, no surprise, the Braves as favorites are winning 2 out of every 3 games this year, which would, have them well into the 100 win category. But as a dog, they're 5-11 straight up. That's exactly where I would look here because even though it's not Max or DeGrom who are laying $3 when they're starting, like we saw when DeGrom's comeback, of course they lost. And now it's Cookie Carrasco, who has pitched better than just about anybody on this staff, has been phenomenal since he faced the Astros back-to-back last month. His ERA, I hate talking about, but it's under 1, and his FIP is right there with it. Kyler Wright doesn't have those numbers to stick with it, and it doesn't really matter to me that the Braves are plus money and you can get them at a bargain. I go the other way because of that. And I would probably lean toward the under because I think Carrasco shuts this team down at least for 5 or 6 innings, maybe even completely with a bagel. But if you're giving me the 8, I would go under. But yeah, I play the Mets up to -140 here. I just think there's a reason that the Braves are dogs and there's a reason when the Braves are favorites and the numbers bear it out.
Great stuff from the doctor who's making a house call today on Thursday. He says a lean on the under, likes the Mets. He go up to -140. Guys, follow Doc over at SportsMemo. He's on multiple sport leaderboards right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, he is the best technical analyst I've ever seen in this business. By the way, Doc, we're getting some great questions and comments. We want to say shout out to Larry, shout out to Don. Thanks for tuning in. Don had a question, but you answered it. Would you take the under 8 in the Atlanta Mets game? Well, Don, you get what you pay for, baby. The doctor said yes, he would. So take it away. And guys, thanks for tuning in and thanks for commenting. We want to make sure you're happy, so keep telling us how happy you are. Tell us what you don't like either, because those go right over to Chris. He takes care of all the negative comments, not me. Speaking of Chris and myself, guys, we have some great news today, really off the record. Chris and I are going to be collaborating on several new fall shows. Going to be doing in football and whatnot. Not only that, you'll be seeing a lot more of Chris and myself. We both signed on to do Playmate spreads. No, I'm just kidding. But mine, you have to fold out twice. Anyway, that Chris liked that. He's in the backstage. Chris is as our producer, and you're gonna see how great Chris is as a producer, because they've really given him full creativity. And I can't wait to work with you, Chris. We've got some great things happening for everybody out there this fall in football. You just wait. We're going to revolutionize this industry. Guys, don't go anywhere. 1 round down, 2 rounds to go, and our best bet segment. Our second of 3 roundtable games today. 2 teams that, if the regular season ended today, would both be in the playoffs. And both looking to widen their cushions right now. Of course, we're talking about the Blue Jays at the Twins. Currently, Toronto minus 125. We've got a total of 8 over minus 115. This is a very interesting matchup. You know, there are 2 teams that are playing very, very well. 2 teams that certainly need to better their situations. You got Toronto in the AL East, so let's face it, you know, no matter how good this number 2 through 5 teams are in the AL East, they're still trailing the Yankees at this point. But they're in the catbird seat right now. They could better their situation. And you got Minnesota, guys, who's got that top seed right now in the Central, but they certainly would like to widen their cushion. Let's go to the First Lady of Las Vegas, who is all over the baseball leaderboard at SportsMemo. Dionne D'Amico, give us your take on this game, Blue Jays Twins. Take it away.
Sure. Minnesota took 2 of 3 over Toronto in the earlier series 2 months ago, and due to a pair of newcomers, they took down Detroit yesterday. But the team is just 2-5 the last 7 overall. On the other hand, Toronto is rolling. The Blue Jays are on an 11-3 run. On the mound today are 2 solid pitchers in Alex Manoah and Sonny Gray. Both have had success against today's lineups. But without question, the more consistent offense is owned by Toronto. With over 100 games already played, they rank 3rd in scoring, 1st in batting average, 3rd in OPS, and 6th in home runs. It is because they are running hotter and have a more explosive lineup that I am siding with them here today. The Twins are 6-22 the last 28 following a win, and 1-6 the last 7 at home versus the right-handed starters. I put a lean on the Blue Jays here today.
Dionne D'Amico, the First Lady of Vegas, says she puts a lean on the Blue Jays. By the way, just like you, darling, short and sweet was that analysis. I could say that without getting hit with a harassment suit, guys, because I married her. I love the cow so much I bought it. So anyway, Dionne, great analysis, great breakdown. Really is an interesting matchup. You know, you got 2 teams that are playing very well. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the Dr. Chuck, who, you know, guys, if you're not familiar with Dr. Chuck, and I don't know where you live, probably on Mars if you're not, he does great work in so many different sports. As a matter of fact, on the First Family show today, he gave out a tennis winner, and he's been kicking butt in tennis as well. When you're kicking butt in tennis, guys, you're a winner in my book, and he just doesn't stop there. Does some great work. I think he finished number 1 last year in college football. So if you look at the football of somebody on the college gridiron, Dr. Chuck is your guy. Number 2 last year, Dionne D'Amico. We got the best there is. We don't give you all there is. They'll be fighting it out all season long. Let's go to Dr. Chuck for his take on the Blue Jays Twins. Doc, the floor is yours.
So there's so much to unpack by the time I get the mic that I feel like every lead has been buried. By the time I'm supposed to talk, the fact that you're saying you're taller laying down than you are standing up is long gone by now. So I can't even get to Kristen wearing only a hoodie. So anyway, I guess we have to talk about baseball here. But Dionne said it again. We have another really, really solid pitching matchup, probably one that is more seen public as a public awesome pitching matchup, as opposed to the Kyle Wright versus Cookie Carrasco, which is more the nerd cool pitching matchup. But both of these guys, especially lately, over the last month, in their last 5 or 6 starts, their FIP has ballooned a lot higher than their ERA. Sonny Gray has put up 2 straight good looking performances that did not analytically and metrically back that up. I don't like that situation at all. I like both of these teams, specifically the Blue Jays, who Dionne said she was backing here to keep the offense alive. They're a top 5 offense against right-handed pitching over the past week plus, about 10 days of analytics, and their weighted runs above averages in double digits right now. I think at 8, unfortunately, I think this was 7.5, and now it's juiced to the over. Similarly to what I thought was supposed to maybe be a 7 in that Braves-Mets game, I really like this one that I thought would be a 9. I understand what you got to do with Manoah and Gray out there, but even Manoah has about a 4.5 FIP. That's the same scale as ERA over the past several starts since that All-Star break. You know, when he was mic'd up and looked great, and he has been fantastic, and probably should give the Verlanders and those types of the world a run for their Cy Young money if the Blue Jays looked a little better. But I think 4-4, you cash, and I think we could see that sometime in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning here, and then getting that 8, not having to worry about anything else is fantastic value. And so I'd play this over up to 9 and think that the hitting conditions should just be great throughout, plus if they get to the bullpen. But if I had to take a side, I would also be fading Sonny Gray as the same way that I'm thinking of the Braves. And the Twins are home here. Twins are home dogs. They only win 33% of the time. It's for a reason.
Sports fans, I got to tell you.
The dog liked that play.
The dogs love that play. The dogs are barking. They love that play, and I know you love it too. Guys, there are 3 great doctors in this world. Dr. Seuss, Dr. J, and Dr. Chuck, and Dr. Chuck has spoken. Guys, don't go anywhere. We are only down 2 roundtable games. We have 1 more roundtable game to go and our best bet segment. So without any further ado, our 3rd roundtable game, a matchup between 2 third-place teams looking to make a move in their respective divisions. We're talking the White Sox at the Rangers, currently Chicago, minus 135, total 9 under 115. Let's go to the First Lady of Las Vegas, the lovely Dionne D'Amico.
Thank you. The White Sox need to make a move in the Central. They are certainly starting to heat up, winning 7 of their last 10. After facing the Rangers is just what's needed to earn a few more victories. Granted, Texas took the 2 most recent meetings nearly 2 months ago, but those were 2 very different teams at that point than they are today. The Rangers are sliding. They've dropped 3 in a row in 7 of the last 10. Their offense is struggling badly, and their pitching staff seems to be getting lit up almost on a daily basis. Today, they send Cole Reagans to the Lions. I'm sorry, I mean to the mound. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. The 24-year-old is making his major league debut after spending time in AA and AAA. Despite a 4-4 record, right-hander Johnny Cueto has a very respectable ERA of 2.86. I feel bad for young Reagans here, guys. This poor kid has got to face a lineup that has been crushing experienced pitchers. The White Sox are 7-3 the last 10 meetings with the Rangers, 6-2 the last 8 on the road, and 4-1 the last 5 versus teams with the losing record. To add insult to injury, the Rangers are 0-4 the last 4 versus right-handed starters, 0-7 the last 7 at home, and 1-10 the last 11 versus a team with a winning record. I really like the White Sox here, guys. So take them to the bank.
Well, sports fans, I've got to tell you, the First Lady of Las Vegas has spoken again. That was a good one. Throw them to the Lions. I mean, that is great stuff. I really love it. And by the way, we had some excitement while Dionne was reading her. Obviously, you can see my backdrop is gone. We've got some thunder and some lightning here in Vegas and Southern Nevada. Chris is backstage laughing. And I have 4 crazy dogs. And if you think we like gambling in my house, we're talking about dice, Keno, Pico, and Teaser. They knocked down the backdrop. It's a good thing I didn't have anything really bad behind me. It's a good thing we cleaned up today. No, just kidding. Things like this happen. It brings charm to the show. But you do know I got a ton of sports memorabilia behind me, so we walk it like we talk it. Dionne, great breakdown. It's a really good breakdown. Somebody even took my pen, by the way. One of the dogs took my pen and took off. On my $8,000 red couch, probably.
Anyway, they take that from your side. They're crazy.
Yeah, they take that from your side. Guys, another great breakdown. And I did like the joke to throw them to the Lions. Good stuff. Dionne, let's go over to Dr. Chuck. Chris was laughing backstage because he saw me scurrying around with the damn backdrop. Let's go to Dr. Chuck. Chicago White Sox minus 135, 9 under, minus 115. Doc, the floor is yours.
Joe forgot to mention before he introduced his lovely wife for that last one that we've completely entered the devolving into the White Sox half hour of our program of this show, as you will see coming up here. Everything she said is pretty much dead on. Reagan is getting his major league debut. Not in a great spot. He is at home, which is nice that he gets to start at home. Coming from the left side, doesn't have great stuff. Has an FIP double his ERA. The White Sox on the whole, hitting lefties on the road, are pretty excellent. Just looking better, have to turn it around. They watched as the Twins made multiple additions. They got themselves another new starter. They got themselves a closer. The Guardians are always the Guardians in the second half of a season. And to be honest, there's a lot of guys on this team that are playing for their jobs as well as the manager. And these are the kind of spots, as Dionne said, they just need to get wins. And I like them in multiple ways here, as well as full game. But yes, I like them maybe to cover even a first 5 run line behind Cueto, who is a little underrated, because I think the guy does seem to have been around for a really long time. I still have memories of Johnny Cueto pitching in the playoffs in Pittsburgh and them basically embarrassing him from every fan yelling Cueto and him peeing down his leg in the playoffs. And so, that was like 12 years ago at this point. So the guy's been around. People just want to, fade him probably because they remember him having been around in the World Series 8 years ago. And, it's still a great spot to hammer a Reagans. Bullpen's not good either, and they come in and you can score all game. I wouldn't even hate, because you're getting those 9 at-bats, to look at a White Sox team total over, which you're going to get 4.5 on. Just need 5 runs. A lot of ways to attack the White Sox here, so I hope we're not overdoing it. But this is a pretty straightforward cap in my book, and I thought the line was a little short.
There you go, sports fans. Some great stuff from Dr. Chuck. Well, I said it before, I'll say it again. Probably the best technical analyst I've ever seen. Gives you bonus plays every time he's on any show he's on. We love you for that, Doc. And if you like what you hear, and I know you like what you hear from the doctor, go over to Sports Memo after the show. Go follow the doctor, whether it's for this great 7-day package, this discounted package. Follow him for any sport, because last year, the proof is in the pudding. The numbers don't lie. Last year, the doctor finished number 1 in college football. Dionne finished number 2. She's gunning for number 1. Hey, by the way, I'm looking to leapfrog both of you.
I know you are.
This year. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. But don't go anywhere. We have the most exciting portion of the show, our best bet segment. So without any further ado, we're going to go to the First Lady of Las Vegas, who has a great best bet for you. And she's also going to tell you what she's got on the premium side tonight, and maybe why you should follow her for some of these great discounts. Dionne, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. The last 5 days in baseball, I'm a perfect 4-0 with a profit of 2,200. I think the odds makers are looking to take advantage of us today with some inflated lines. So I'm going to err on the side of caution, and I passed in MLB today. But I do have that amazing discount going on right now for my second half of MLB for just $2.99. All you have to do is use the code 1STFAM299 upon checkout to get that for just $2.99. And I'm going to go ahead and keep this trend going for us, Dr. Chuck. Guys, for my best bet, I'm going to give out a game that I felt strongly about in the roundtable segment. This is a game that almost made it at Sports Memo as a premium release. For all the reasons I stated earlier, I really like the White Sox over the Rangers today. Chicago is really starting to hit their stride. They're playing some great baseball. Their lineup has been absolutely explosive, lighting up pitchers. Throw in the mix that the fact that Texas has a first-time starter on the mound, I feel that the White Sox are going to crush the Rangers today. So stay with Chicago here. And that's not just because I'm a Vegas girl, Chicago girl, but it's because it's a winner today.
There you go, sports fans. Spoken like a true Ciceroian. My lady, the First Lady of Las Vegas, says the White Sox. Good breakdown, Dionne. Dr. Chuck made a little joke about the White Sox portion of the show. It's pretty funny. Dr. Chuck is doing some great work over at Sports Memo. You're making me laugh again. Doing some great work over at Sports Memo. And he's going to tell you what he's got going on the premium side and perhaps why you should follow him with some of these great discounts. Doc, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so all access, I just harp on it all the time, but all access is the way to go. I maybe without 100% trying it, I have kind of turned into the sports memo. So it's Army Knife. I do have a bunch of tennis. There's a 5-unit tennis play up right now. We are 2-0 all time with 5-unit tennis plays. Every week for every tournament in PGA, we have our 5-pack of 4 top 40s and a top 20. The tournament's only 1 day old, not even so far. Our top 20 is in second place. Our top 40 and the free play is in 4th place right now. So, obviously we're not trying to count our chicken before they're hatched, but we're really narrowing in and sharpening our PGA plays as well as tennis. And we're 15-5 in our last 20 baseball releases. Wow. Going back to last weekend. So we really have hit our stride, and August has been the month since I joined Sports Memo that was always the best. Nothing could be like last August, but I'm going to give it a shot. Last August, we were up over 150 units in August. So obviously we can't duplicate that because that's kind of insane, but we can give it a shot. And I'm going to start with a play that is an official play already released. In backing Johnny Cueto to get after Cole Reagans, you just have to lay the normal full game price on the first 5. The White Sox are probably going to score in multiple innings against Reagans, or at least they should if they, have their right game going. Maybe as quick as Tim Anderson starting it off with the very first at bat of the game. I think this is not a situation where, as I mentioned, Reagans is going to have much success in his major league debut. This isn't a guy that's even relieved in the past. This isn't a guy that's had a cup of coffee in the major leagues. He's never pitched up here before. Mm-hmm. And the White Sox are semi-hot, at least, considering how bad their season has gone. And so I just think getting them on the first 5 at just this minus 130, maybe even take the run line, which you're probably getting plus 105 or even, is really solid value. Lead after 5, and we don't have to worry about the rest of the game, even though Dionne's already told us it's going to be easy.
Guys, so it's a clean sweep for the White Sox today. First Lady and Dr. Chuck. Great stuff, Doc. Thank you. Guys, go follow Dr. Chuck after the show. These great customer appreciation discounts are amazing. Some of these early bird specials aren't going to last too much longer, so you want to act fast. So I'm going to take over for a minute real quick, and then Dionne and Dr. Chuck will be right back because God knows we have havoc on this show today. We're dealing with thunder, lightning, dogs, backdrops falling, and yet we're still here and having some laughs. Guys, over the last 15 seasons, I'm documented at 13-2 or 12-3, depending on the documentation site in my Hall of Fame game releases. I have a slew of number 1 finishes in the preseason. Last season alone, I went 7-3 on premium releases and another 6-0 with free plays right here at Sports Memo. Every year, we start off the NFL campaign on a high note. Follow me here with another NFL Hall of Fame game winner tonight, and it's going to be a great start to the season. I have it posted right now at Sports Memo for just $15. Also, over the last 3+ weeks, $100 bettors are up $4,930. That's right, $49.30 with my baseball releases. I have some huge MLB discounts available right now at Sports Memo. Now, guys, I gave out a free play on the First Family show this morning, and I got to be honest, it's still my favorite play of the card today. Through the first 4 games of the Rockies-Padres series, 2 of the games have gone under, 2 have gone over the total. However, San Diego has taken all 4 contests. Here's a stat for you that I had to double and triple check just to make sure it was right. The Padres have never, and I repeat, never swept a 5-game series. Makes you think, guys, doesn't it? The Rockies won 8 of the season's first 11 meetings between these teams prior to the current series. Now, Colorado has to make a showing here in Game 5. On the mound today, Kyle Freeland, Joe Musgrove. Freeland 6-7 with a 4.63 on the campaign. And then 3 starts against the Padres this season alone. He's 2-0 with a 5.82 ERA. Overall, in 18 lifetime appearances, which includes 16 starts against San Diego, a lot of appearances against one team. The left-hander is 5-5 with a 4.30 mark. Musgrove, who is 8-4 with a 2.65, this season has struggled lately over his last 3 outings. Guys, the right-hander has an ERA of 6.06. As a matter of fact, he's lost 4 straight decisions since opening the season at 8-0. With the combination of the fact that the Rockies have to make a showing and be more competitive here in Game 5, and with less than 2 stellar starting pitchers going, I look for this game to go over the total. Now, guys, let's bring back Dionne and Dr. Chuck because, boy, they're a good-looking panel. I rounded out. I'm okay. Got a couple of announcements before we take off today. First of all, be sure to tune in every weekday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern to the show, Full Count. That's SportsMemo's MLB betting coverage show. We come to you live with special guests each and every day. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and be sure to take advantage of those huge customer appreciation discounts. Also, one last thing. Like I said, be on the lookout for our fall schedule. The video content SportsMemo is going to be putting out is unrivaled. It is amazing, and we're going to revolutionize this industry. Also, be on the lookout for those 2 nude pictorials by our producer, Chris, and myself. He's got a small pictorial. They gave me the centerfold for obvious reasons. Chris is backstage laughing. I'm going to pay for that. Guys, it is Thursday. You've dealt with us through some crazy stuff, thunder and lightning here in Vegas, crazy dogs and backdrops. I would like to thank, on behalf of SportsMemo, you most of all. But thank you to Dionne, Dr. Chuck, on behalf of SportsMemo. This is Joe D'Amico. To everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.